Hello, I'm Alan Keays, and I'm joined today by Gordon Dritschilo.
Yep.
And we're here to provide you a look at some of the stories we're working on for tomorrow's paper. Actually, a lot of the stories we're working on tomorrow's paper involve Gordon in stories he's working on.
A lot of them?
Yes, well, the Western Rail, there's news about that.
Yes, apparently we're not getting money for it again this year. So there's a stretch of about 11 miles, I think, that they were hoping to finish off with something like $10 million from the feds. The feds aren't giving it to us. Apparently they decided Michigan deserved it more than we did, or something.
Is there any time frame about when it might be coming here, or is this like the end of it?
No, this isn't the end of it. It was a competitive round of grants. Apparently there's another one coming up maybe next year. And you know how this is. They'll keep trying and trying and trying. And maybe by the time I have grandkids, they'll be able to take the train to Burlington.
Well, also in tomorrow's paper, Kevin O'Connor was up in Mount Pillier, where there was a memorial service for Lola Aiken. She died at 102 years old last week. We'll also have a story about a man, Stephen Pelletier, who was charged with first-degree murder and the shooting death of another man. That case is still pending, but Stephen Pelletier was trying to get off on bail.
Out on bail.
Out on bail, yeah. Trying to get out of jail on bail. He's being held without right now, and the Supreme Court rejected his bid to be released on house arrest, monitored by a GPS system. Josh O'Gorman will have that story. Also, there's the Board of Aldermen that are meeting tonight, and they're supposed to be taking up the alley proposal, Center Street Alley.
Yep, they're due to get an update on that project from the Rutland Regional Planning Commission, who took it over, hoping they could cut through the various red tape and such that was holding up the right-of-way process.
And Senator Patrick Leahy announced several years ago at a press conference there that there was like a $2 million grant to make improvements there, correct?
Was it $2 million? Was it $1 million? Was it $10 million? Could we spend it on the railroad? I don't know.
I don't know either. It might not be $2 million. You're right. It might be $1 million. Also, in tomorrow's paper, we'll have a story about a shooting that took place in Shaftbury, where, according to the police, a guy fired a gun late at night or early in the morning into a residence. He was just firing it from his porch into his neighbor's residence, and 6 shots, 6 bullet holes were found in the living room wall there. Patrick McCardle will have that story.
So it was a neighborly exchange of gunfire.
It's
not an exchange if all the bullets are going one way.
There was no exchange. He's facing several charges, according to police. And one last thing I'm going to bring Gordon in for is something about the Vermont State Fair. Of course we're going to have something about the fair.
Yes, I will now look at my notepad as if something useful is written on it. Reportedly, 30 or so plants, most of them put in by the Master Gardeners, were dug up and stolen, with a value totaling about $400, I'm told. These were all perennials that would have continued to make the fairgrounds look nice, and now they are holes in the ground, apparently.
All right, well, that's a look at some of the stories we're working on for tomorrow's paper. I know also, in addition to news stories, Gordon has a food column in tomorrow's paper, but you have to find out about that by checking it out on the page, the printed page.
I'm making up for last week's tofu, don't worry.
All right, well, let's look at some of the stories we're working on for tomorrow's paper. Thanks for watching.